Hey everybody, DJ Lou here, and it's kind of funny. I was just talking to somebody on Facebook and they were asking me about my sales process, and you know what? I've never done a video on this, so let's talk about this. So there's of course a lot of intricacies and just tact and things like that that's kind of hard to teach or anything, but I want to go over the actual process that I do in hopes that, hey, if you have something in your process you want to refine or change up, this may be some kind of template that works for you. And of course, in full transparency, the platform that I use to help me enable this is Q Platform. This is one of my own inventions. So give it a try if you would like. So one of the first important things in this is your network. Reach out, be it the venues, photographers, videographers, caterers, former clients. Keep those lines of communications going because those are going to end up being your bread and butter. Easily 85-90% of all my leads come from some type of communication, some type of relationship that I've had with one of those people. So please make sure build that out. The very next step is a quality website. Now, not everybody does this. I know some people are very successful with just social media and all that. I'm not a believer in just one funnel. I want everything coming to it. So be it social media, be it all those potential clients that have been referred to my site, be it business card, be it talking to, again, that venue, they now will see something that I shape, the exact way I want to present it. And I don't have to worry about changes unless I make those changes myself. And of course, I spread just enough information of all my client reviews and relatively abbreviated content. I don't want to overwhelm them with pages and pages and pages of information because then they'll just get bored and move away. But also, of course, I don't want to make it super light either, both for SEO's sake, but for the reader's sake. I want to make sure that they feel well informed and they know what next steps to take. And it's all about enticing them to contact me. Speaking of contact, they'll go on a link on my website and fill out an information request form. This is, dates and what kind of event it is. This again is populated by Q and it feeds into my system. And now I can start to take action on it because I'll get alerted as soon as they fill that out. This is where some of the abbreviated discussions come into play because I, again, won't overwhelm them with a ton of text and all that. The very first email that goes out is like, hey, I'm available. Here is a link to my Calendly. And for those who don't know, Calendly is one of those calendar programs that will see my availability and allow the client to schedule immediately a Zoom talk or phone call, if you will, or even face-to-face, but they'll have that flexibility to set that schedule. This has saved me an enormous amount of time and back and forth with clients, and I easily get over 80% of the people that reach out to me. Sometimes within the first minutes or even a couple hours, they will schedule that appointment. There are some people that just fall off and it just, it happens, but they have that right in their hands. And I also send in that very first email a link of questions to ask DJs. So I'm offering them a helping hand right off the bat, even before we have a conversation, with things to talk about. Because they're of course going to talk to other DJs, so why not arm them with information on what to talk about? And honestly, that's it. That's my very first email. Again, I'm not inundating them with a ton of text or anything like that. No brochures or anything, because I do have that content on my website. And I keep it, again, short and simple. But it's all about having that conversation. I'm not trying to sell them the service on my website. And honestly, my whole philosophy is I'm not selling them a service anyway, I'm selling them trust. And I'll repeat that more than a few times. All right, so now they've scheduled an appointment, they jump on the Zoom call, and a lot of times they look what's behind me. They see my CD collection, they see my pop rocks, they see my Star Wars bits, my Harry Potter, sometimes Queen, whatever's in frame. And this becomes just a general topic of discussion. And I cannot stress how much sales is not sales. In this case, we're just having a talk. Oh, you got a baby Grogu up here. Or, hey, I've got, Calvin and Hobbes on my very top shelf. I have some Marvel on my top shelf. They see the pop, heads. It just becomes this gradual, ease into the discussion. It's natural conversation. I'm not worried about their event yet or anything because we're going to get to that. And I want to earn, again, their trust. Their trust is everything. So opening up those lines of discussions, letting them hear out. I ask them how they've met, why they chose a particular venue, and listen. It's not about me talking. It's about hearing what their ideas are, what maybe pain points they're already starting to reach out, because some of them are going to be stressed. They have all these vendors that they have to talk to and everything. There's a lot going on. So I want to be that helping ear. So eventually we do get to talk about what pricing is and what the deposits are, things to expect, how my system's going to notify them of certain things, the planning forms that they'll see. We'll go over that. Usually only takes a couple minutes. But by then I'm really hoping they're like, wow, Lou's got his stuff together and, he knows what he's talking about. That's what's about. Again, it's earning that trust. While all this is happening, I'm putting together the proposal. While I'm talking to them, I'm actually sending them the proposal by the end of the conversation. I wanted to see it and hit their inbox because, again, I mean business. I know what I'm doing. I've got a routine. I've got a system. And that just kind of proves it right to them. It's like, hey, I've already got a proposal in hand before the end of this discussion. And a lot of, not just DJs, but just professionals in general, don't necessarily have that flexibility. So I really love doing that. Kind of just shows them, things are there. I know what's going on. Trust me, let's do this. Now, after that, sometimes it does take them time. Of course, I might be the very first DJ they're talking to, and they could be in the middle of doing things. I have plenty of clients who still has to go secure the venue. They just have a date in mind and it's not secure yet. So it sometimes can be a couple weeks and it's the waiting game, but I'll have my system remind them every 7 days, every 14 days, every 21 days, and then 28 days of the proposal that they have in hand. Inside that proposal is a welcome message, again, just briefly talking about me and the generalities of things. They'll see the actual proposal with line items of what it's going to cost, the contract itself, but just saves some time. It gives them, again, a level of confidence that, hey, this information's been sent. Emails are dispatched when all these things happen, and just kind of keeps everything going. Guess what? I've got them. That's the sales process. That's all it took. Now, I don't, of course, get every client that comes in. Sometimes they may be more appeal to price. I might be a little too high. It could be that I'm not the kind of energy that they want. I'm not this always on the microphone kind of DJ. I'm not starting a line dance. I don't have Dancing on the Clouds or Cold Sparks. And I'll guide them through that process. You're a great, great couple, but you know what? This DJ may better suit you, giving that kind of energy and what you want. I am never afraid to do that because I want their best interest in mind. I'm not worried about the filling out that date because I will fill out that date regardless. And I think that kind of speaks to the last piece of this is a level of confidence that you need to project in this. You don't have to be cocky or anything. I'm far from it. But you have to have a level of confidence that you can execute exactly what they want, that you can take their vision and bring it to life, that exactly what to do, when something disastrous happens, how to handle it and all that. And I think it's that level of confidence in general that builds that trust. And I've had clients who didn't pick me, who went with somebody, sometimes it may have been cheaper or something else. I've had clients shout me out in another DJ's review for hooking them up for that. I've had clients call me the next day after their wedding, wishing that they had gone with me. And, I feel bad, but the reality is, that's the choice that they had to make. But again, it's just this just general level of, I've got this, in hand. I can guide you through the whole process, and hopefully that earns your trust. By the way, have I mentioned trust enough? Because it's not about the hard sale. It's not about, at least for me, a blind here's a shopping cart, just pick and choose, because they don't necessarily know what they need and why they need it. I'd rather guide them in the process. It's not about selling equipment. It's not about all those things. It's about trust. I can't stress that enough. It's about trust. So there's a quick rundown on my sales process. If you like this, go ahead, give this a thumbs up, share it out. It helps the algorithm, of course. Stay tuned for more.